Hello and welcome. You're with Elections Unlocked, your one-stop show for all that's happening on the election battleground. And I want to start with the battleground of Andhra Pradesh, where I have been earlier this week reporting for Elections on my plate. On my plate this week, among others, is Pawan Kalyan, the superstar turned politician, the Janasena leader who is tied up with the BJP and the Telugu Desam. What really is Pawan Kalyan up to? Can he be the X factor of this election in Andhra Pradesh? He is our newsmaker on Elections Unlocked.
Is this your big election, your coming out election? Because the big question is whether all this cinematic craze for you is going to translate into votes.
Yeah. That is, since 15 years I've been in politics, right from when my brother launched the party. It's always there is a great fanfare and all. But so to turn that into into voting, it takes time. I think it will see a very substantial result for Ranjan Sena party.
It's interesting you're saying you've been in politics for 15 years. You mentioned your brother Chiranjeevi. He also started off very well.
Yeah.
The Praja Rajyam got 18 seats, but then he joined the Congress and the party eventually declined. Now, I want to understand from you, where is your confidence coming from that this time you think you will actually get votes?
See, because fundamentally I'm not a kind of actor material, because I'm quite influenced by Nani Palkhiwala and Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan. They were my role models.
Not actors. You are not an actor.
No, fundamentally I'm not an actor. I was somehow pushed into acting, so I made a living out of it. But actually, deep down, my passion is to serve society, and all my role models are Nani Palkhiwala. I grew up on Nani Palkhiwala, We the Nation, and We the People, and Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan's Total Revolution.
It's interesting you're mentioning Jayaprakash Narayan, because 5 years ago, you tied up your Janasena tied up with the left parties. Yeah. Now you have tied up with Narendra Modi, the BJP and TDP. From left you have gone fully right.
No, you have to understand, there is no one way to handle things. You have to keep on maneuvering, you have to keep on managing. I personally feel you have to create a very centristic attitude. You have to create a balance, because things have changed a lot in the course of time. So I personally feel there is nothing to do with, you have to take everything, culture matters.
No, but why Mr. Modi? You see, my point is, you are from left, from being in partnership with CPI and CPM in the 2019 election, now you've gone with the BJP and Prime Minister Modi and Chandrababu Naidu.
No, you have to understand, I started with Modi ji in 2014. Mm-hmm. See, the reason when I have started, it's more because it's a Congress who has bifurcated the state in the very unruly manner. And we were the receiving end, and state has really suffered a lot, even as an individuals, and we suffered a lot. And the haphazard manner of bifurcation really had a great impact on all of us. So there's only way, by then in 2014, Narendra Modi ji has got nothing to do with the bifurcation, but I have conveyed it to him. So he was an emerging leader, and he was a prime ministerial candidate. So from my side, I want to communicate to do something good for the state, for the erstwhile AP.
So is the tie-up with BJP or with Prime Minister Modi? Is it about...
Okay. In that way. No, for me, my personal connect is with Modi ji, definitely. It initiated with Modi ji.
So Modi ji is the reason why because the buzz in Delhi is, you are the one who actually organized this alliance between TDP and BJP. You are the mediator. It's true or not? Partly true.
Oh, no. It is, in a way, I initiated the dialogue. Because for me, I feel the way the current regime is here, and I need very solid leadership around, someone who could blend with people. We don't need just one leader government is going to be tough to understand, to handle an erstwhile AP. I feel even from 2014 onwards, I was thinking about to bring all the leaders on one platform. I think that's how it initiated. So fundamentally, I think have initiated this.
Because on the other side, you've got Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we meet Jagan Mohan Reddy, he says everybody has ganged up against me. It's like in the Hindi word, sab mile hue hain. You know, a Hindi film dialogue would be sab mile hue hain.
Jagan is not Dudh Ka Zula. He has his own, whatever he has done, he damaged the state. See, first of all, he is the kind of very hard leader, and he has a lot of. He's the only chief minister in India who is out on bail for the last 5 years. And he has got a lot of, whatever the cases there, around 30 to 39 cases are there on him. And more than anything, is very, the kind of lawlessness, disorder in the society, and the kind of vendetta games. And it has become a #1 capital for ganja. And around 25,000 tons have been seized in Vizag airport. And the empty number of cases. And there is no end for this lawlessness. Somewhere I said, so for me, I took the model of, inspired by Loknath Jayaprakash Narayan, the opposite should come together for a common purpose. I think that's how I initiated.
You know, you're saying again, Jayaprakash Narayan's name. I thought you would say NTR's name. Because, you know, when you come to Andhra Pradesh and you think of film stars and politics, the first name that you think of is N.T. Ramarao. I mean, he, within 6 months of forming the Telugu Desam, became chief minister. Is he a role model, or you're saying no film star is your role model? Because Tamil Nadu has had a lot of success, the likes of MGR, Jayalalitha. Andhra Pradesh, there's only NTR. Even Chiranjeevi ji was not fully able to succeed in politics.
Ever since, even before I entered into cinema, I always grew up a lot on history and a lot on economics and social sciences. And I really stuck to history, and especially political history in 70s and 60s. My father, actually, he came from a, what do you call it, a communist party. He was a member of a communist party.
Your father was a member of the Communist Party. Because in those days, in these parts, the Communist Party was very strong.
Quite strong.
In the East,
and my father went into, my uncle and my father and all colleagues went into underground, and somehow one guy went into, one of my uncle went into military. My father finally, he made his way to get into police forces as a constable. So, and we are at heart, I know that it's quite a bit, and a little not able to die, maybe it's difficult to digest for you. Within the heart, I'm a very hardcore socialist.
So you don't want to copy NTR. NTR, MGR, these are not your role models. People who use their screen presence to become so powerful off screen. Because when I see the craze for you, it's your cinematic craze again.
No, you cannot say this. In this particular case, maybe it is around 10 years back, yes. In 2014, yes. In 2019, a good percentage. But now, they believe in the journey what I had done, and for me, NTRG is not because it happened only for Mr. NTR, and for Mr. MGR it happened only to him, and I can't emulate them, and I can't take them as my role models for my political journey. For me, I have a very solid convictions about the society and about the way how to run a political party.
You know, you are also seen as the leader now of the Kapu community, which is in large numbers here. The reason you're in coastal Andhra, people say, is that's why you're contesting most of your 21 seats. You're only contesting 21 out of 175. Do you see yourself as a Kapu leader? Or do you believe you've crossed that caste barrier?
No, definitely I had crossed, because otherwise I can't claim. I connected with, because for me, right from the age of, say, I was 16 or 15 or 17, I grew up on Nani Palkiwala, and because my father used to read a lot of Illustrated Weekly. So for me, I got connected with Emergency Movement and all those old magazines I used to refer. So for me, the caste was never into my mind, never into my heart. Till almost, I can say, till 10 years back, I could never digest the concept of caste. We all have to born somewhere in some state and some linguistic background and some caste background. We don't have a choice. But how do you take it forward? Did you really work for one caste? You cannot. It's impossible to do politics for one caste. It's not possible.
With 21 seats that you're contesting in this election, what is the role that Pawan Kalyan is playing? Are you the role of a spoiler? Are you a role of a coalition builder? What is your role? Are you kingmaker? Are you the kingmaker?
No, if I would have had more number of seats, maybe I would have been, I can say, king. But see, whatever it is, I'm being a very pragmatic personality, pragmatic guy. And for me, my objective is to be the voice of the people with this 21 seats, what I'm contesting. And I want 2 parliaments. I want to be the voice of people. And I'm not thinking as kingmaker, but definitely I'm pro-people, and definitely I want a very constructive and good governance.
Okay, I want to ask you in conclusion. Telugu cinema is going bigger by the day. One super hit after the other. You all have bridged the divide between Bollywood and Telugu cinema. It's now, is that, is there a sense of pride that you get that has the Telugu cinema, Telugu world now arrived on the national stage?
One thing I can talk about cinema is, for me, we're all passionate about cinema, which I don't like to call Indian cinema, because for me, somehow I don't like. I call it as the Bharatiya cinema.
Bharatiya cinema.
Bharatiya cinema. And I don't like these linguistic barriers, because I grew up on Amitabh Bachchan, I grew up on the old films of Raj Kapoor. And, because I'm in love with those old songs and Rajesh Khanna's and Kishore Kumar. So
you and I are then are made for each other. I also love Rajesh Khanna and Kishore Kumar. What's your favorite song? You have a favorite song?
Jeevan mein tu darna nahi. That Dharmatma, not Dharmatma, Kote Sikhe.
Kote Sikke ka gana tha.
So that one. And for me,
my favorite song is a song of Rajesh Khanna and Kishore Kumar. Zindagi ke safar mein guzar jate hain.
So all this kind of music and Mukesh and all this, for me, see, I feel I don't want the country to be talked as a southern part of cinema, because if any Bharatiya cinema comes, let it be Telugu or Hindi, it's always pride for all of us.
No, the reason I'm saying this, even in politics now, there's a feeling of a north-south divide. That the BJP is not a party of the south. You have gone and aligned with a party which has very little resonance in a state like Andhra Pradesh. Do you agree that there is a north-south divide? BJP is a party of Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan of North India.
Cannot be. Then Congress is not supposed to be here. Then if you talk about that, like none of the Congress leadership belong to southern part of India, the prime leadership. So you cannot say that.
But is there a north-south divide, you think, in politics today?
See, there is division in every kind. As Nanipal calls, there is we call it ourselves as Maharashtrians, we call ourselves Andhra, Telangana, something, but we don't call ourselves as Indians. So for me, it is like my heart is filled with Bharatiya, and I do understand these linguistic barriers and these caste barriers and all, but beyond that, I think we have to grow. As a leader, I think we have a responsibility to go beyond all this. That's what I think.
I'm going to see you interacting with the crowd. How do you do it? I mean, it requires a lot of energy. Where do you get the energy? These thousands of people waiting for you, hours on end.
See, for me, because my father, I told you, he started as a constable, and we came from very small beginnings, simple, humble beginnings. And even my brother was a big star, then still we never had a car. And for me, always I'm deeply connected with a very common man, Ahmad, R.K. Lakshman's common man, I can say that.
You're going to win this election?
Definitely we're winning this election.
You're sure of it? 100% sure that you're winning, the Kutumi is winning this election?
Alliance is winning, yes.
I'll ask you this. You've told us things that we didn't know in this interview, that you are a great admirer of Jaiprakash Narayan and Nani Palkhiwala. You've told us that you love Rajesh Khanna and Kishore Kumar songs. Is there something else that we need to know? How does Pawan Kalyan relax after this long day when you're going to do all these rallies across? How are you going to relax?
First of all, I go into some kind of, solitude. And I'm a disciple of Ramlal Prabhuji, and I'm a disciple of Ganesh Puri, Nityananda Baba. So for me, either I listen to a lot of chants, and most of the time I read a lot of books. Most of the time.
So when this election is over, how are you going to relax? It's very hot in Andhra Pradesh, I must confess.
For me, frankly speaking, I don't know. Actually, I struggle now when I speak, when I have this hot, this humid atmosphere. But once I'm done with this, suddenly I get immense joy and relaxation. That's what I do. That's why I live it.
And what's the best thing about being Telugu? What does being Telugu mean?
Being Telugu means we are very patriotic. That's all I can say. Because we shared borders with Tamil Nadu, we shared borders with Orissa, we shared borders with Chhattisgarh, and we are surrounded by many states. So we don't have the just mere linguistic connectivity. We have the connectivity with that entire concept of Bharatiya.
That's a wonderful way to put it. But I'm going to, before we end, ask you an Antakshari question. You have to think of one Kishore Kumar tune, and then I'll say the remaining lines. You start off.
ये रातें ये मौसम नदी का किनारे ये चंचल हवा.
Lovely. That's the way to do it. Thank you very much, Pawan Kalyan ji. I wish you very well. You've got a tough battle ahead.
We will, and we will win.
You will win. Okay.
Let's tell you what else is making the headlines in the election campaign trail. HD Revanna and son Prajwal Revanna summoned now in the JDS sex abuse tapes row. Prajwal Revanna has sought 7 days to join the probe, claiming truth will prevail. Chief Minister Karnataka Siddaramaiah has sought cancellation of Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport. Meanwhile, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has distanced himself from the Amit Shah fake video, says neither did he upload the video, nor does he control the Congress's Telangana social media handle. India allies at war in Bengal once again. Congress MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary equating voting for the TMC as voting for the BJP. Mamata Banerjee hit out, claiming the left Congress had joined hands with the BJP. The BJP's Northeast Delhi candidate Manoj Tiwari held a road show before filing his nomination papers today. On the other hand, the BJP candidate from UP Sultanpur Lok Sabha seat, Menaka Gandhi, also filed her nomination papers. Congress's candidate of India Alliance from Sirsa Lok Sabha constituency, Kumari Selja, filing her nomination papers too. Karnataka Congress MLA Raju Kage has stoked a big row while addressing a public rally. The Congress MLA said if the people did not vote for the party, he will cut the electricity in the area, saying vote for him or face power cuts. Okay, let's turn to tonight's ground report, and it comes from the glass bangle capital of the country, Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh. Unfortunately, it was once the glass bangle manufacturing industry hub, but that's history now. Production has shrunk in recent times by 50%, and instead of bangles, people have now diversified into glass bottles and chandelier production. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, in his recent election rally in the region, promised to bring back the lost glory of Firozabad's glass industry once the NDA, he said, comes to power. Who will Firozabad believe? Our ground report today comes from a large city that has been voting for parties alternatively. Take a look.
Firozabad is nearly 300 kilometers away from UP's capital of Lucknow. Once, this region was the largest producer of glass bangles in the world. Its production has now shrunk by about 50% in the last decade, resulting from a dip in demand due to a cultural shift among women and a mandated change to cleaner fuel and its rising costs. Manufacturers have shifted to the mechanized production of glass bottles in order to keep thriving.
हवा भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बह रही है। उसने बहुत काम किए हैं। पहला काम के 2.5 लाख रुपया मकान के लिए दिया है। गरीब मुसलमान थे, उन्हें बहुत को लोगों को पैसा मिला है। इसलिए बहुत मुसलमानों को विचार ये है कि बीजेपी को वोट दिया जाए।
ये सिर्फ जुमलेबाजों की सरकार है और 2024 में गठबंधन इतना मजबूत है, इनको जड़ से उखाड़ने का काम 2024 में हो चुका है और जनता ने मन बना चुका है।
आगरा, फिरोजाबाद और मथुरा को लेकर एक कॉरिडोर डेवलप किया जाए, मेट्रो स्टेशन, मेट्रो यहाँ तक लाई जाए जो फिरोजाबाद से आगरा जाए, तो डेली फिरोजाबाद के लोग आगरा के लोग फिरोजाबाद में रोजगार भी कर सकते हैं।
Of the 18 lakh voters of this constituency, nearly 2.5 lakh are Muslim and another 2.5 to 3 lakh are Yadavs. Together, they've been a strong vote bank of the Samajwadi Party.
हमारी दुकानों में परेशानियां आग फाग लगी अभी कुछ महीना पहले, तो कुछ बाहर के लोगों ने हमारी कोई सपोर्ट नहीं करी, तो इसलिए हम चाहते हैं कि हमारे खुद के नहीं के अपने सांसदों में बढ़िया आदमी हैं, तो इसलिए हम लोग उनको चाहते हैं।
सरकार विकास की बात कर रही है। मोदी सरकार 10 सालों से बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है। अभी एक इंजन सर्विस में गया है, एक इंजन बदस्तूर काम अपना कर रहा है। 4 जून के बाद सर्विस होने के बाद दुगनी स्पीड से फिर मोदी सरकार काम करेगी 3.0 के अंतर्गत।
While the Samajwadi Party once again banks on this strong vote base, the BJP believes its work will help it win.
देखिए, समाजवादी पार्टी फिरोजाबाद में बहुत मजबूत है। जो हम लोगों का आकलन है, जिस दिन हम लोगों ने नॉमिनेशन करा था उस समय भाजपा का प्रत्याशी यहाँ पर नहीं था। हम लोग ये मान के चल रहे थे कि 2 लाख वोटों से हम लोग यहाँ चुनाव जीत रहे हैं उस समय, लेकिन भाजपा के प्रत्याशी के आने के बाद वो 2 लाख से 4 लाख में कन्वर्ट होगा, ये हम लोगों को यकीन हो गया है।
हमारे जो राष्ट्रीय मुद्दे हैं वो हमारे राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व ने पहले ही सबके सामने स्पष्ट कर दिए हैं। माननीय मोदी जी इसके ऊपर लगातार प्रकाश डाल रहे हैं। माननीय योगी जी प्रदेश में कमान संभाले हुए हैं। और जहाँ तक फिरोजाबाद की बात है तो मैं तो सिर्फ ये कहना चाहूँगा कि यहाँ इस बार लड़ाई फिरोजाबादी में और बाहर वालों में है। जो विपक्षी लोग हैं वो बाहर से आते हैं वोट लेकर, उसके बाद चले जाते हैं। फिरोजाबाद के लोगों ने ठान लिया है कि वो फिरोजाबाद के आदमी को इस बार संसद पहुँचाएंगे।
Out of the 16 past elections held in Firozabad, both the Samajwadi Party and BJP have been victorious 4 times, while the Congress has won thrice. Independent candidates registered victory twice, and Janata Dal, Samyukt Socialist Party and Janata Party once each. Will the BJP be able to repeat its feat of 2019, or will the Samajwadi Party reclaim Firozabad like in 2014? The 4th of June will reveal the answer. With Jitendra Bahadur Singh in Firozabad, UP, Bureau Report, India Today.
That's all we had time for on this edition of Elections Unlocked. News and updates continue